Just gonna do a quick check of everything first. Okay, everything seems to be working somewhat properly. This guy. Give me a second. Yeah, it's that one. All right, I'm gonna have to fix this on the fly. Give me a minute. Okay, sorry about the delay. I made a couple of changes to some of these little overlays, and it looks like I accidentally introduced a memory leak. Hopefully, I have fixed that. We're going to see. Also, the music is new. I am switching to a different background music provider. Let me know what you think of that. I would love to know. Wrong list. Give me a second. Okay, that was a lot. I have a feeling that it is going to be quite a bit more stable now. I just had to do a hard reset of literally everything. But let's go ahead and get started. Sorry, I'm still a little under the weather as well. It's been a lot. So about a week ago, 𝗟𝗓𝗡99 top aided a Modern Challenge 32 with this list. And it immediately raised a lot of questions in the Lantern Discord server. Like, why are you playing 4 Hushbringers in the main? Where's your consistency? Because you might not have noticed, but like, there's no consistency in this list. 4 colors with Glimmer Void is really weird. And your sideboard has Gaddock Teeg in it, and Soulless Jailer, and Emrakul, which is less weird, but still not my personal choice. And 𝗟𝗓's answer to all of this was basically lol, get good. And I can kind of respect that. This deck is a very unique type of Lantern deck that really expands on the ideas that Nightlight Lantern kind of set into place, which is that the Lantern lock is flexible enough to where you can plug in different types of hate rocks into the Lantern lock and still have it function. So 𝗟𝗓's argument was, I've got 4 Hushbringers, 4 Blood Moons, 4 Ensnaring Bridges, and 4 Urza Sagas in my list. There's a very good chance that I will be able to keep a functioning hand that has at least one of these cards in it. And then I can use the Lantern lock and my interaction to build a game around that hate rock. So if you've got Hushbringer as really just the thing that you have, and you Thoughtseize your opponent, and you see Bragavan, Felia, Solitude, I don't know, something like Flage, I guess. And then you would take the Felia, and you would leave your opponent with a lot of cards that don't really do anything when they enter. And if you're playing against something like Brutescale Combo, and you take their Kozilek's command, and you just leave them with everything else. Leave them with Glaring Fleshraker. Leave them with Basking Brutescale and the sword that goes with it. And Hushbringer will just kind of take care of the rest of that. Now, I'm not 100% sold on this strategy. Hushbringer is a very good card, but it is not as universally applicable to as many situations like a card like Ensnaring Bridge is. But that being said, like, Ensnaring Bridge is becoming less and less of a, yeah, the game's just dead now card. There are a lot of decks that have a lot of ways to get around Ensnaring Bridge. So having external things that you can just use besides Ensnaring Bridge to shut down other parts of the decks, it might actually be pretty helpful. I don't know how well this is going to go. I have tested this list quite extensively, probably done about, say, 2 leagues worth of matches so far, and I haven't figured it out. I haven't figured out how to play this deck. I don't know what the lines are like. I don't know what you should be prioritizing. It's kind of like I'm learning Lantern for the first time again, playing a deck like this, if that makes sense. It's a lot. This deck is a lot. It's got 4 colors. 4 colors all used in the main board. It is a base black-white deck with the Hushbringers and the Get Lost in the main. So we do have 4 Concealed Courtyards in the main as our fast land of choice. But the Glimmer Voids and the Bloodstained Mires will allow us to fetch all colors. So we've got Blood Crypt, Godless Shrine, and Overgrown Tomb in the main deck. And these cards will allow us to cast our Blood Moons, our Haywire Mites activation, and our Gaddock Teegs in the sideboard, which is another one of those hate rocks that you just side in to say no to Prismatic Ending, no to Wrath of the Skies. I am not convinced that this is the future of Lantern, but I do think that it is a really cool list, and I want to try it out on stream today, so I will be doing that. Here, give me just a second. I'm going to get the first match started. There we go. I am on the play in match 1 versus 𝗟𝗓𝗩𝗘. I guess that's how you say it. No idea. And we've got a really interesting hand here. So this hand has 5 lands, a Blood Moon, and an Ensnaring Bridge. This hand will do absolutely nothing before turn 3. The Glimmer Void is a dead card. So it really comes down to, do I think that Urza Saga is going to be good enough with Blood Moon on its own to warrant keeping this hand? I think I need more stuff than this. I'm going to mulligan. All right, this hand is very similar to the previous one, except it's got more stuff to do. So I am going to keep this. And the question here is, do I keep the Vexing Bauble over the Codex Shredder, or do I keep the Codex Shredder over the Vexing Bauble? I think the answer is keep Codex Shredder so that I can set up a lock. I can always tutor this Vexing Bauble off the Urza Saga if I really need it. So I am going to do that. This also has the Blood Moon Urza Saga combo, which I kind of like. All right, let's go ahead and shock in Godless Shrine and shock ourselves again to Thoughtseize the Hero. And we see a whole bunch of nonsense in this hand. Now, notably, this hand does not have the ability to cast Kozilek's Command right off the bat. So I think I think Blood Moon is actually going to pair up nicely against this hand. If I take the Talisman of Impulse and I just land turn 3 Blood Moon, then I think that will shut off their ability to cast Kozilek's Command as long as I take the Talisman here. So I'm going to do that. At best, yeah, they didn't even have the ability to do that. They would have been able to cast like a turn 2 Kozilek's Command for 0. If they had played Sanctum of Ugin and then played and drawn like something like an Eldrazi Temple, maybe. I guess that would have been a Kozilek's Command for 1, but still. Okay, and we are getting somewhere, actually. So, Commercial District was what they played. Codex Shredder is coming down now. And I think I am actually going to take this Malevolent Rumble that's on the top of their deck. Oh, that's a Talisman of Impulse. That's kind of better. I think that's okay, though. I think Talisman of Impulse is okay. As long as the 5th card in their hand is not another Talisman, then I think we're fine. And it's a Utopia Sprawl. That's fantastic. They chose red. Okay, and we are gonna start going somewhere, actually. I will play out this Blood Crypt. I'm going to pay 2 life. And I'm going to cast Blood Moon. Utopia Sprawl goes away. And now I need to answer the question, do I want to take this Sire of 7 Deaths? I could take the Sire and try to beat down with Urza Saga in the meantime. Or I could just try to keep them off land number 6 because they have a Talisman. I think I'm just going to let them have the Sire. Emrakul, the Promised End, huh? All right, Bojuka Bog is down. Emrakul is currently a 9-drop. I don't think I have to worry about that. And I have the Ensnaring Bridge in case I need it. All right, yeah, I think we're fine. I think we're going to win this game quite handily here. And thank you, Chatty. I appreciate you dropping in. That's the GOAT right there. That's the person who invented this particular style of deck, building on Arcanoid's Nightlight Lantern, of course. All right, that's an Emrakul in their hand. And the only thing that my opponent can do is cast Unholy Heat on my first construct, and we've got a game win. So I did not cast Ensnaring Bridge that game. I identified what my opponent's out would be, which is casting those Kozilek's commands. I left those stranded in hand, and I relied on the Hate Rock that I had in hand, which was the Blood Moon, in order to lock them out of the game. This appears to be exactly what Taddy had envisioned when he designed this deck, is that you just kind of build a game plan around the Hate Rock that you have. And it actually worked this time. I did not need this Ensnaring Bridge, and I actually didn't even want it. Let's go ahead and move on to sideboarding. Now, what is going to be bad in this deck? I think I don't want Grafdigger's Cage. I'm going to keep in Haywire Might. I'm not going to keep in the Vexing Bauble. And I'm also not going to keep an Underworld Cookbook. Now, what I think I might want is Gaddock Teeg. Gaddock Teeg will stop Karn the Great Creator from being cast. It will stop Kozilek's command from being cast. So those are getting in the deck. Is there anything else that I might want? I don't really want Fatal Pushes, Path of Perils. I don't really want Ashioks. Hushbringers, I guess they might be fine. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Hushbringer in this particular matchup. If I was going to be siding it out, I would probably be siding in, I don't know, Emrakul, I guess, just to keep my deck size high. I don't think that's really relevant, right? I'm just going to keep it as is. I wish I had like generic removal, something like an Assassin's Trophy, although that really wouldn't work. Probably Vindicate would be pretty good. Okay, and we've got one of the problems with this deck, which is that I've got 3 off-color pips in my hand, and I don't have 3 lands. So I am going to keep this off of the strength of Gaddock Teeg, but I don't have a way to cast Blood Moon if I go for that Gaddock Teeg. The hero here wisely fetching basic forest, but unfortunately for them, Blood Moon is not the only thing that this Lantern variant can do. Oh, there's the 3rd land. Okay. So I can play my Concealed Courtyard and then just cast Codex Shredder. And now this turn, unless they drop exactly Eldrazi Temple, I can lock them out of... Yeah, there we go. I can lock them out of Kozilek's command with Gaddock Teeg and Karn the Great Creator, actually. Stomping Ground tapped for the hero. They're going to pass turn to me. I'm not going to mill them. And that's Ensnaring Bridge. One of the benefits of having this sort of deck is that sometimes you just draw a bunch of Hate Rocks because your deck is full of Hate Rocks. Now, I am going to grab an Overgrown Tomb here. I'm going to pay 2 life, and I'm going to cast Gaddock Teeg. Non-creature spells with mana value 4 or greater can't be cast. Non-creature spells with X in their mana cost can't be cast. I did see that they had Unholy Heats in their list. I presume they cited those out. I didn't show them Hushbringer. I don't think they have any flash threats. And there's Gaddock Teeg number 2. That's really interesting. Well, let's go ahead and swing in for 2 here. And I think I will actually not drop the Codex Shredder. I'm going to drop Hushbringer here. I don't think there's really a need for me to drop Blood Moon. My opponent has double green. They have colorless from the Talisman. And Kozilek's command is shut off anyway. They went to surveil, they put it on top. I'm going to take that. Thank you very much. Arriving Chrysalis. Yeah, I'm glad I took that. That is an Ice-Till Explorer that they've got now. Playing a Wooded Foothills from their graveyard. All right, Nature's Claim in the graveyard for them. I will fetch here. I'm going to grab a Blood Crypt, and I'm not going to pay the 2 life for it. So I could drop in Snaring Bridge here. Oh, that's a Mox Opal. That's very interesting. So I could play out Shredder, Opal, Bridge, still have 2 cards in my hand. I think I will do that, actually. This means that this Ice-Till Explorer can start attacking. I don't think I mind that. The Ensnaring Bridge will keep their bigger threats from being able to attack. This guy's gonna poke for 1. And the game still is very open here. I don't have any lock going right now, and I don't have any means with which I can find a lock. They milled a Ghost Quarter. That Ghost Quarter will eventually actually be a problem. So I think I might take advantage of having this Blood Moon in my hand, and I'm just going to cast Blood Moon next turn. All right, Sanctum of Ugin was their play from their hand, it looks like. I think I will actually play this Blood Moon next turn. Here comes a 6-drop. That is a Sowing Mycospawn that my opponent has just cast. Exiling my White Source. And they found Ghost Quarter. Well, they didn't, that's interesting. Maybe I should start milling them. What am I afraid of? Like a World Breaker? Kind of afraid of World Breaker. But this actually might end up becoming my win condition here. Do this even play World Breaker anymore? I'm not sure they do. Yeah, I'm just not even going to bother worrying about that. Thank you for the basic land. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and drop that Blood Moon now. Shut off all of those loops. Gonna continue to poke you with this Hushbringer. And now I am stuck with this Gaddock Tegan hand for the rest of the game. Hopefully that's not really going to matter that much. Next turn, if I draw any land or any 1-drop, then I can play Hushbringer and the 1-drop or whatever I draw. Have just Gaddock Tegan hand. Start using Hushbringers. Oh, well, there's World Breaker. All right, there's World Breaker. This is one of the weaknesses of this variant, is that sometimes you just don't find Lantern, and they have World Breaker. And now I have a bunch of mostly irrelevant stuff in here. I'm gonna just take the 3. Yeah, World Breaker's not fun for me. Not fun at all. Oh, there's my lantern. There it is. Nice of you to show up. But with double Shredder, I wouldn't have had a way to interact with World Breaker anyway. All right, Hushbringer can come down now. They are Nature's claiming my Lantern of Insight. That is a wise thing to do, I think. Milieu. And yeah, I'm just going to gain the life here. This guy's got reach, right? Yeah, it's got reach. All right, there's not much I can do. I can get rid of the Thoughtseize on top of my deck and hope to spike an Ensnaring Bridge. But my opponent has 10 power in play, and I've only got 4. And they also get the first attack here. So even if they swing out, like, I can't punish that in any way. And they are swinging out, which I think is the correct thing to do. I'm going to block there. And I'm going to take the rest. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to take the Thoughtseize on top of my deck. I need an Ensnaring Bridge right now. And I can't even, like, top deck a Profane Tutor or anything like that because I don't have those in the list. Wow, another Thoughtseize, huh? Yeah, I think I will actually Thoughtseize them. See what we find here. A Kozilek's Command and an Ugin Eye of the Storms, which are both shut off by Gaddock Teague. I should have known. Yeah, I guess I'll take Ugin. Doesn't really matter. But that confirms to me that I just can't really ever let this Gaddock Teague go. Malevolent Rumble. They didn't find many good hits off of it, but still. Probably should have taken the instant speed. Probably should have taken the Kozilek's Command with my Thoughtseize, but I'm not convinced it matters right now. All right, we are in an Ensnaring Bridge waiting room right now. That is not Ensnaring Bridge. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. I am going to have to block with my Gaddock Teague. My opponent is going to be able to cast Kozilek's Command. They're going to break out of the Blood Moon. They're going to find whatever they need, and then I'm going to die. And this is kind of the flip side of this deck, is that I have these Hushbringers in here, which are not really like that relevant for this matchup, when I could have had some actually relevant cards in the form of Profane Tutor instead. All right, that is now a Kozilek's Command that is unlocked. Not convinced that Ugin Eye of the Storms would have been better for them to cast here. Yes, yes, sir. Do you want on my lap? Okay, okay. Yep, that's... And he's purring. Cat is purring. Oh, buddy. Oh, kitten. Oh, boy. Yes, you're very good cat. You want to say hi? You say hi? Oh, you want to climb on my shoulder. All right, well, cat's gonna live here now. Cat's gonna... Why climb on my shoulder if you're just gonna drag it down? All right, ow. Oh. Okay, cat lives here now. Yeah, they went 2 top 3 bottom with their Kozilek's command. They're doing something else disgusting. That's an Emrakul of Promised End. I'm just going to concede. I'm not going to keep playing this game any longer. Okay, so I'm really wishing that I had some consistency tools over these 𝗟𝗓𝗓𝗓s, but, you know, it is what it is. Cat. That's not... Oh, cat. Ow. Ow. Oh, cat. He's very a lot. He's a lot. Cat, what are you doing? What are you doing? Ow! What are you doing? Okay. You had a nice thing going, and then you decided to just be silly about it like usual, and now, okay. You know what? If you want to just lay on my lap and not scratch me up and not fall off on purpose, then you know what? You can do that. And can you agree that you're not going to just be dumb and not realize where your body is and accidentally throw your fat butt off the side of the chair and then try to cling onto me desperately for life as you realize that your actions have consequences? No, he's not going to agree to that. Cat. Okay, I'm going to run this back. He's really trying, guys. He's really trying. He's so dumb. He doesn't understand how anything works. All right, and we've got yet another hand that kind of doesn't function. So what is the plan with this hand? It's turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2... I don't know. Do I grab a fetch land off this? Like a fetchable? And if so, then what fetchable do I grab? This 𝗟𝗓𝗓𝗓 being green, white just really sucks. I think I need to keep it and use Thoughtseize to inform how I should play this hand. And I think I'm going to grab play basic swamp here. So they have a Devourer of Destiny. They have a lot of stuff. Meltdown is usually the pick in situations like this. I'm not convinced it is here. They don't have any way to generate red mana. But they did just use Devourer of Destiny in their hand, so they could, at the beginning of their next upkeep, attempt to dig for red mana. So I'm not convinced that taking Malevolent Rumble is the correct play here, because I think they're going to be able to find red regardless. So I need to treat this hand like it has red mana in it. So I am going to take the Meltdown. And TNT Colonel, my opinion on Hushbringer over Winter Orb, or not Winter Orb, over Torpor Orb, is that Hushbringer is harder to cast. But it is just better if you can get it into play. So if you're playing white in your Lantern list, play Hushbringer. And if you're not playing white, then play Torpor Orb. Or Cursed Totem. Cat, you're doing the thing that I told you that you shouldn't do. You're doing the thing... Look, your butt is falling off. Just... He's just purring. He's just purring. Purr. Devourer of Destiny is triggering here. They are going to exile some stuff. I'm going to take a look to see what they exiled. Almost guaranteed that they're going to find a red source here. I would be very surprised if they didn't. Yeah, they exiled a red source. That is basic forest. And they do have the Unholy Heat in their list now, so I can't really rely on that to... I can't rely on 𝗟𝗓𝗡 sticking around. I'm just going to play my stuff out. And I'm passing turn. Shifting Woodland has come into play. Likely going to be... Oh, Utopia Sprawl. They found one. On a basic forest this time. Yeah, they have red. Talisman of Impulse. So I still know their hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're getting pretty close to 7. There's a chance that I'm going to need to fetch a Pithing Needle for Ugin Eye of the Storms off of this Urza Saga. I'm not going to help them turn on their Unholy Heat here. That's a Thoughtseize. I'm going to go ahead and just play Bloodstained Mire and pass turn. So here, they're likely to fire off a Malevolent Rumble. Wow, another Utopia Sprawl, huh? I don't have Ghost Quarter in my list, so I can't really take advantage of that. Sorry. Firing off a Malevolent Rumble now. What have they revealed? Eldrazi Temple twice, Utopia Sprawl, and Emrakul the Promised End. They chose Eldrazi Temple. That is getting them closer to Devourer of Destiny, actually. They could cast Devourer of Destiny next turn if they wanted to. But it's just a 6/6. So I think I'm actually going to fetch either Godless Shrine or Overgrown Tomb or Blood Crypt. I think it's going to be a Godless Shrine. I'm going to pay the 2 life. I'm going to start making constructs. Now this can eat an Unholy Heat right now. Looks like they're not doing that. This brings me up to 4 power and toughness for my constructs. And yep, they're Unholy Heating now. So I think I might actually grab Mox Opal and then fire off this Thoughtseize. And then next turn, I can... Yeah, here we go. I can use 𝗟𝗓𝗡. So how much mana do they have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, they have 7, even if... Huh. That's really interesting. So I could either take the Devourer, and they would probably cast Ugin Eye of the Storms next turn, but that would likely be the only thing that they could do. And then I can start just hitting Ugin Eye of the Storms with my Construct. I don't know how good that's going to be. Or I could take Ugin. They can cast Devourer of Destiny next turn. And then I slowly die to beats because I don't have a Lantern of Insight. But I kind of needed to fire off the Thoughtseize this turn, I think. Maybe I should have made them choose. And I could have grabbed Lantern and I could have dug myself into more stuff. Kind of short on lands, though. If they cast Ugin Eye of the Storms, it will come at the expense of their Eldrazi spawn, unless they top deck a land. So I think I'm going to take it. The Devourer, I mean. And I'm going to bet that I can beat the Planeswalker. I don't know how correct that is. There they go. There goes the little token. And Ugin is up to 1 target permanent, so they don't have to exile their own Utopia Sprawls. Ugin has already replaced himself. That's a Ghost Quarter. Okay. Hey, there's a lantern. I'm going to get Gaddock Teague down now, while I still can. That is a Sowing Mycospawn on top of their deck. I'm not sure if I want to let them have that. I think I'm just going to take a chunk out of Ugin right now. I can kill that next turn with an attack from both of my creatures. Yeah, I think they have enough bad hits in their deck that I just don't want them having the Sowing Mycospawn. Like Ugin's Labyrinth, I think I'm fine with them having. I'm going to be slamming this Blood Moon next turn. If they don't Ghost Quarter me, of course. Hitting their own Shifting Woodland here, huh? Trying to get a shuffle? Well, this is why we do things on our opponent's upkeep as a general rule. Probably should have milled them on their upkeep. Okay, here we go. Talisman of Impulse. That's fine. Talisman of Impulse is coming down. Oh, right. It exiles the Gaddock Teague. That's very silly of me. That's very silly of me. Oh, and they have the Ice Tail Explorer, huh? Yeah, this game's still competitive, I think. Milling the Ugin's Labyrinth. And they're gonna try and dig into a Malevolent Rumble. I think I have to take that. Talisman of Impulse is in hand now. So I need an answer to this Ugin ASAP, essentially. Okay, Talisman of Impulse is gone. And they just have Worldbreaker on top of their deck. I'm going to draw this Codex Shredder because this is a forced block on this construct because I'm going to be swinging it at Ugin. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to next exile with Pyxis. I don't want them having access to the Worldbreaker. And I think I'm just going to hold. I think I'm going to wait on the Gaddock Teague until the Ugin's gone. Verdant Catacombs. In hand. Now it is in play. Likely going to shuffle here. Shifting Woodland is going to become a copy of Emrakul the Promised End. That's actually Xaxes. It is actually Xaxes, and there's not much I can do about that. Yeah, I hadn't really thought of that, had I? Okay, well, I'm dead. Flying, Trample, Protection from Instants. Playing a Hushbringer would have potentially stopped this. At least for one turn. But I'm dead. Just went straight to 0. I just didn't see that line. Okay, well played from my opponent. Not having Ensnaring Bridge hurt. Not having Ensnaring Bridge hurt a lot. Not being able to find Ensnaring Bridge or my lanterns or anything like that kind of hurt. Usually when I'm playing lists, I will play some number of Mishra's Baubles and some Profane Tutors. And I didn't have those. I didn't have them. So I was struggling to find my pieces. This does play slightly differently than normal Lantern in that it's kind of more of just doing a bunch of different things, but still, like, it's kind of hard. That being said, I probably should have seen this Emrakul, the Promise to End line. So I should have played out my Hushbringer and probably dug myself into, I don't know, something to answer that. A Pithing Needle or something like that. But oh well, I think that this was partially no consistency in the deck, making things a little harder to play, and also me not rising up to the challenge of it being harder to play, you know? All right, let's go ahead and move on to match 2. I am on the play in match 2 versus Mistaken. I can't keep this. I can't keep it. I can keep this. So what do I want to keep in this hand? I could keep I think I'm going to keep Lantern. So do I want to keep the Get Lost or do I want to keep the Hushbringer? I think I'm going to bottom the Get Lost. Maybe I will regret that. Maybe I won't. The hero's leading on a marsh flats into a sacred foundry. It's Ragavan. All right. So Blood Moon's not really going to be that impactful here. I'm going to play Concealed Courtyard into Lantern. Wow, and they're just coming right out of the gates with this sort of stuff, aren't they? Voice of Victory right off the bat. And here we go. Voice of Victory has come down. Ragavan's going to connect. It's going to give them a treasure, and it's going to give me an ensnaring bridge, actually. That might be useful. Okay, Urza Saga has come down. I think I need to run this to completion. And I'm going to land Hushbringer. This is probably just going to die basically immediately. Guide of Souls has come down in the face of Hushbringer. Yeah, and they just don't care. Galvanic Discharge is going to kill it. So, Blood Moon is useless. I've got double lands in my hand that are kind of useless. We've got a lot of pressure coming up from my opponent, and this Blood Moon doesn't line up, and this Hushbringer doesn't line up. They have a Goblin Bombardment that has come down and needs an immediate answer. My Urza Saga is behind a chapter. Basically, the only thing I can do here is I can pray, I guess. What do I even need to top deck here? I'm not certain. It's certainly not that. So I can make a single 2/2 here. That's not going to be very useful. Okay, I am drawing my card for turn. It's a Concealed Courtyard. My opponent can cast that Inquisition if they want to next turn. I'm just going to cast Ensnaring Bridge. I have very little agency this game. If this Hushbringer was a Profane Tutor, it would be coming off of Suspend this upcoming turn. Pretty sure that's another Galvanic Discharge in their hand. So I am going to die here, I think. Yeah, I die here because they can just sack their board to Goblin Bombardment. So it wouldn't have really mattered if I had Profane Tutor or not. I'm just dead. Yeah, I'm at 3 life. Yeah, I'm just dead. Not even going to let this Ragavan trigger resolve. I'm just going to concede. Okay, so notably, Hushbringer was not really great, but also Profane Tutor would not have saved me in that situation either. It just would have been a turn too slow. What I really needed is a discard spell, and I didn't have one. How do I want to sideboard against this deck? I think I want the Hushbringers, but I do not want Blood Moons. Blood Moons can get out. Pithing Needles are fine. Do I want 3 of them, though? This deck does not have as much consistency as I would expect to have, so I might need 3 of them, even if I'm not going to use 3 of them. Grafdigger's Cage, I think I can cut. It only handles Flage. Haywire Might, I think I can keep in. Vexing Bauble is bad. Underworld Cookbook is very good. I need to keep that. And now I've got 54 cards suddenly. So I'm just going to bring in this entire suite here. Very strange. That's very strange. I'm gonna try and reset this. Okay, thanks for bearing with me. Yep, I'll be on the play. Not with this hand. Can't keep one-landers. I just said you can't keep one-landers. I do not like this. Let me be on the record stating that I do not like this, but do you really expect me to go to 4? Hushbringer, Inquisition, goodbye. Urza Saga, and I can't even tutor the Mox Opal off of the Urza Saga because I have it in my hand. They got a Flage in hand now. Just dropping Ragavan right away. Oh, they're gonna take my basic swamp. I really want that. Oh, that hurts really badly, actually. Ragavan on top of their deck. Okay, I've taken the hit. They are flipping Swamp. I don't actually want that Ensnaring Bridge. Oh, Goblin Bombardment, seriously. At least Urza Saga can answer that. Pyxis is going to take their Ocelot Pride. Oh, I found a Needle. That's pretty big news. So that Needle can answer the Goblin Bombardment. And I think I need to grab a Codex Shredder here because I need to dig myself into lands. So Needle's going to name Goblin Bombardment. Didn't even sacrifice the Ragavan to do that. And I have to just take the Ajani here. And I have to use Codex Shredder to do it because I have a land on top of my deck. Jeez. All right, nope. I gotta take that too. All right, Flooded Strand in their hand. They have the Ocelot Pride anyway. And the Guide of Souls, actually. So once I find an additional 2 lands here, then I will be able to wipe this board. But I'm gonna have to find those 2 lands pretty quickly. I can't draw Pyxis. I just can't do it. Ugh, I know they have Flage. They chose not to cast Flage. I think they want to keep that Reprieve on top of their deck, but I need to exile here, so it's fine. No, I can't keep Inquisition. I'm just so far behind here. I just did not draw the lands that I needed, unfortunately. And now they're going to get a wild draw here. They still have an unknown card in hand, by the way. I don't know what that 3rd card is. Oh, it's a Flage. Oh, that's really not good. They bend it. Gonna draw into a Goblin Bombardment, which is turned off, fortunately. They can cast this Thoughtseize if they want to. I don't know if I actually mind that much if they do. They could take either Thoughtseize or they could either take Ensnaring Bridge or Path of Peril. I think they probably just take the Ensnaring Bridge here. Yeah, they took the Ensnaring Bridge. I think that was the correct pick. Now Flage is coming down. I'm going to fall to 9. They are going to get a bunch of stuff here. And I am 1 draw behind, I think. I really need a land. Any land will work. Blood Crypt. It's going to have to be Blood Crypt. Shocking that in. Casting Path of Peril. That's going to wipe their board. But they have a Ragavan on top of their deck, and they have another one in hand. I think the Flage is gone. I don't think I can allow them to have this Codex Shredder. So I am going to Pyxis it away. Like, I need to draw Ensnaring Bridge right here. All right, yeah, you can get rid of that swamp. And here they can escape Flage. Put me down to 2. Still with an unknown card in hand, by the way. That's kind of terrifying. Like, that unknown card could be anything. All right, here we go. I need to find Ensnaring Bridge right now. Hushbringer is not good enough. Pithing Needle is not good enough. All right, classic shuffle. Glimmer Void, and that didn't do it. Well, it got run over pretty quickly by energy there. So the mulliganing down to 5 is probably what did it in that game. Here, give me a second. Oh, all right, that's fine. So I mulliganed down pretty low this game, and I had to keep a really sketchy 1-lander with Mox Opal. Kind of wish that Mox Opal was just a land, honestly, in that particular situation, but I don't think that it is correct to sub out Mox Opal in this deck. What would have been nice is having the access to those Mishra's Baubles. Mishra's Bauble is really good because it allows you to keep 1-landers when you have a Codex Shredder or a Pyxis, because it lets you dig into those lands, even without Lantern in play. The tempo gain from having a 0-drop artifact that lets you look at the top of your deck is pretty good, actually. So maybe if I had a 1-lander that had Mishra's Bauble in it, I probably would have kept on 7 or on 6. But that 5 was just really sketch. I think I did the best that I could in that situation. It was too much. All right, well, let's go ahead and move on to match 3. Okay, I am on the draw in match 3 versus 𝗟𝗜�1092. This is kind of another one of the problems that you might have when playing a deck like this, is your hand is just kind of full of hate rocks and doesn't really have a coherent plan beyond that. So I'm going to be doing what? I'm going to turn 1 Inquisition, I'm going to take something, maybe I'll turn 2 Hushbringer, maybe I'll turn 2 Needle and Bauble, and then hope Urza Saga does something. I mean, I guess that's a fine enough plan. I'm not sure that you mulligan a hand like this when you're playing a variant like this, but I don't know enough about it. The hero has landed a Marsh Flats and is just passing turn. I am going to Inquisition them. If I see stuff like Solitudes, then Hushbringer will shut that off. And it's just energy. Oh boy. I think I'm kind of just priced into taking the Thraben Charm here. So that's exactly what I did. And now they've got an Elegant Parlor. They're going to try and surveil into something good. Bend of Flage. That's pretty good, actually. I think that's pretty good. Marsh Flats has come down. They found a basic Plains and are going to probably be playing a Ajani here. Yep, there it is. Okay, well, I'm going to do the thing that I can do, and I'm going to play Urza Saga. And I could either play Hushbringer or I could play Inquisition Needle. I think I kind of like that. I don't think Hushbringer is going to be pretty good on this board. And they found a Marsh Flats. So do I take the Spyro or do I take the Galvanic Discharge? I think I'll take the Spyro. And I am just going to preemptively name the backside of Ajani now. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to take the hit for 3. Marsh Flats has come down from the opponent here. And it looks like they might have found something to do. Yeah, they found something to do. That's not good. Top deck a Spyro, huh? Yeah, you got it. Then the Galvanic Discharge. Now if they draw basically any land, then they can escape Flage next turn. I think I have to Hushbringer Vexing Bauble here. Next turn, they're just going to be able to cast Flage from their graveyard. And I don't have an Ensnaring Bridge. And I don't have any way to find an Ensnaring Bridge either. Once again, these Hushbringers not being Profane Tutors. I know that Taddy said that Profane Tutor is bad, and that's why he's not playing them in his list. But still, it hurts. It hurts. So what am I supposed to do here? Well, playing the Mycosynth Gardens is kind of just a given. I don't think I cast Thoughtseize. If I'm not casting Thoughtseize, then I may as well just cast Vexing Bauble Hushbringer. Or I could make a 2/2 Construct. That seems pretty bad. Hi, Taddy. Welcome in. It's nice to see you. I am struggling to play this deck, honestly. It's been a lot. I haven't figured out how to do it. Like, I haven't figured out how to play Hushbringers. I keep thinking like, oh, well, I wish these were Profane Tutors, but like that's the whole point of having this build, is that Hushbringer is not Profane Tutor. Like this situation right here that I have found myself in. My opponent binned a Flage off of an Elegant Parlor. I played Hushbringer trying to shut off the ETB of that Flage. Maybe I played Hushbringer a little bit too late because I could have played Hushbringer last turn. But then if I had, they would have just Galvanic Discharged it. So, I don't know. I'm not going to block here. There's a really big learning curve with this. Well, yeah, Hushbringer would have stopped everything that they've done up until now, but they also just had a Galvanic Discharge in hand. I guess I could have... No, because they would have just played Thraben Charm. And Ajani into Thraben Charm would have handled it. Although I guess I did have a second Thoughtseize to handle that, huh? So maybe that would have worked. I could have... like, turn 1, Inquisitioned them, taken the Galvanic Discharge. I could have turned 2 played Hushbringer. They would have spent their turn to... No, they were on the play, weren't they? Yeah, they're on the play. So I could have turned 1, taken their Galvanic Discharge. They would have played a Ajani. I could have turned 2 Hushbringer. And then they would have just Thraben Charmed the Hushbringer. I don't know. I don't know. Now I'm just kind of hoping that they don't have a land. Well, there's the land. Just really wish I had Ensnaring Bridge in this spot. Because, like, they can cast this Flage, I stuff the ETB, but even if Hushbringer had been able to stick, they still would have had this 1/2 and this 2/2 that would be beating down. They still would have this 6/6. So I'm not fully convinced I was able to handle all of this. Kind of just need to rip Ensnaring Bridge right now, and I didn't. I could make a construct. If I make a construct, then I'm not casting another Hushbringer, and I'm not thought seizing them. I don't know what I'm grabbing off of this Urza Saga. It's a little bit too late to answer this Flage. Just wish I had Ensnaring Bridge at this point, honestly. So I can make a construct. I can grab an artifact that'll turn the construct into a 4/4, which will survive a Flage Bolt and eat a decent chunk of their board if they choose to attack. I think I just kind of have to do that. This just buys me a little bit of time. But then what do I grab? Cookbook doesn't seem particularly good here, although I guess it would buy me more time, wouldn't it? I could discard the Hushbringer, play Swamp Thoughtseize, and then be open to Ensnaring Bridge. And then just have 0 lock in place and 0 outs to something like a Goblin Bombardment ripped off the top. And my opponent has a decent chunk of stuff that they could use to dig for it. Well, I guess not really, if they don't have Spyro's ETB. Although Flage attacking is going to kill this Hushbringer anyway, but I have another one. But if I want to keep that Hushbringer, then I shouldn't be grabbing Underworld Cookbook. I could grab Pithing Needle and preemptively name Goblin Bombardment, and then just hope that my opponent doesn't top deck a Wear Tear or a Wrath of the Skies for the entire game. That doesn't seem very good. I could grab Haywire Might as a chump blocker. Just dies immediately to the Flage Bolt. That doesn't seem good. I could grab Mox Opal. And with the Swamp, I could cash Hushbringer number 2. That doesn't seem very good. I could grab Lantern and give myself the tiniest bit of consistency. I think that's got to be the play. There's a Codex Shredder on top of my deck. So I can Thoughtseize my opponent, try to take whatever they have in their hand, try to stabilize here. They had an Ocelot Pride in hand. That was a good hit for me. Now I'm just really desperately trying to dig myself into an Ensnaring Bridge at this point. That's just, I need Ensnaring Bridge. So Galvanic discharges underneath their deck. They just drew into a Guide of Souls. That is more or less shut off. I'm going to see what they do with this Flage. They're only swinging in with Flage. Oh, nope. They're swinging in with the team, looks like. Nope, they're not swinging in with the team. They're just swinging in with Flage. Flage can kill the Hushbringer, which is going to turn their Guide of Souls back on. Do I block this Flage hit? I think I kind of have to. I think I need to block. Although, I think my out here is I need to shuffle Lantern into Ensnaring Bridge exactly. And if that is my out, then I need to be able to block these 1-power creatures that can get underneath Ensnaring Bridge. Although if that happens, then I'm not really going to be worried about it, because I'm going to be at a high enough life total to where I can just cast out my hand. Yeah, I'm going to block. I'm going to block. Sorry. And they do nothing. They do nothing. I have to shuffle. Flage alone will bring me down to 2. And that's a Thoughtseize. Okay, well, good games. Good games. I don't know. I felt like I had not a lot of good options there. Like the line where I protect Hushbringer to the max extent, like my opponent had 2 pieces of removal in their hand and I didn't really have the ability to take that removal and play Hushbringer in a time frame where it would have actually been relevant before, you know, they got their stuff online and it just didn't really matter. So I think last time I sided out my Blood Moons. I sided out a Grafdigger's Cage. I think this time I'm going to keep in Cage and I'm going to side out a Needle. And I will side out Vexing Bauble. I'm going to keep in the Haywire Mite and I'm going to bring in these 6 cards. And let's go ahead and run it like that. I would like to be on the play, thank you. This is a decent hand. This is double discard into Urza Saga activations. I think this is a keep. I don't have any hate rocks to speak of. I'm not convinced that I need them. I'm gonna keep. All right, do not lead on Urza Saga. Please don't lead on Urza Saga. Inquisition U. And this is what they kept. Double Path to Exile. Would love to have an Ensnaring Bridge in my hand. But I don't, so I could simply leave them with their removal and take their threats. And I think I will do that. That's going to buy me a decent chunk of time. That means that this Urza Saga could possibly go get Lantern of Insight, and I can just start establishing a lock. They did not top deck a 1-drop. Hey, that's Lantern of Insight. I don't even need to take the Spyro right now. I think I will just drop Lantern. It's an Arid Mesa on top of their deck. I am going to just play out Codex Shredder here. I don't even think I would be mad if they paths my constructs. Flooded Strand on top of their deck. They're going to surveil here. Goblin Bombardment, you say? Goblin Bombardment. I think that's fine, actually. I'm going to let them have that. They are fetching off of the Marsh Flats. Looks like they're just dropping the Bombardment. Naked Bombardment and pass. I'm going to continue to keep them off of threats. What a strange game this has been. Now the question is, do I want to draw this Urza Saga next turn? I think I actually would want to do that. Well, actually, no. No, I'm going to play Bloodstained Mire. And then I'm going to second main phase hipster this Inquisition of Kozilek. I'm going to try and take that Seasoned Pyromancer. Well, they have two of them. I guess I'm taking one of them. I could attempt to keep them off of this Plains. That might be interesting. I'm gonna grab Godless Shrine here. No, I'm not gonna pay the 2 life. And I don't think I will keep them off Plains. I think I'll let them have it. Glad I did too, because there was an Arena of Glory underneath of it. Okay, Plains is down, Spyro's down. And they are gonna discard 2 cards here. They discarded Double Path. They got a Thraben Charm and a whatever that thing is. There we go. Now what do I want to do? They don't yet have a Flage in their yard. I think I'm gonna mill the Guide of Souls. Or, hear me out, I could mill the Path of Peril. Use Urza Saga to grab a Pithing Needle from Goblin Bombardment. Try to dig myself into more action. Fatal Push is pretty good. Oh, that's an Ensnaring Bridge on top of my deck. I really want that right there. Too bad that this triggered ability is compulsory. I can't just turn it off, you know? I'm gonna make the creature. Are they going to sacrifice their board to Goblin Bombardment? No, they are not. So I could grab Pithing Needle for Goblin Bombardment right now. I could grab a Mill Rock. I think I need to answer this bombardment eventually. I think I'll answer it now. That's great. Okay, I will shock this in. And I think I might push the Spyro. No, I'm not going to push the Spyro. Although if I do push the Spyro, then it means that they won't be able to attack with it. But Thraben Charm can still kill the Construct. Yeah, I'm going to push the Spyro. I can only do this right now because Urza Saga left the battlefield from my side this turn. I will let them keep Guide of Souls. And I'm gonna just slowly bleed out until things get better, I suppose. I'm gonna lose this Construct, I bet. Raven Charm's gonna kill it. Yep, there it goes. And I'm taking 3. I pretty badly want this Codex Shredder right now. I just need an Ensnaring Bridge. I need Ensnaring Bridge. All right, milling them. Lage, that's really not good. I have to let them draw that. Hushbringer, huh? Hushbringer's not good enough here. Next turn, so I need to find Ensnaring Bridge basically ASAP. Because this next turn they can cast Flage's front half, and then next turn they can haste it in with Arena of Glory, and that's just game. Ensnaring Bridge locks this game up. It just locks it up. Notably, if Hushbringer was Profane Tutor, it wouldn't be good enough here either. Yeah, they need to keep Flage. Goblin Bombardment is fine to keep on top of their deck. Makes me wonder if I should be building around something like, oh, I don't know. Beseech the Mirror, maybe? Though I feel like we've tried Beseech the Mirror and it's kind of been bad. Okay, Ensnaring Bridge, help me out. Come on. Get Lost is... Get Lost is enough to make it so that I can stall for one more turn. I think I need to swing bigger than that. Gonna mill again. Gonna mill again. I'm going to shuffle my deck. And I'm going to draw a card. And it's Thoughtseize. So, I guess... I don't know. Oh, wait, no. Get Lost would not have been good enough there because they had Lightning Bolt. So they would have just bolted me. And I would have died. Because 3 from Bolt, 3 from Flage's ETB, and then 3 from these little dorks that are attacking. All right, well, we've been getting spanked pretty hard this league. I haven't had the ability to find the card that I need, which, interestingly enough, has been Ensnaring Bridge. I feel like I've been saying that a lot. I need to find Ensnaring Bridge. I want an Ensnaring Bridge. Ensnaring Bridge, please come to the top of my deck. And it just has not. So I am going to move on to match 4, and we're going to continue to see if we can actually get a game here. All right, I am on the draw in match 4 versus top AI. Lord. And I have finally found Ensnaring Bridge. But at what cost? I am going to mulligan this hand. Okay, and we've got something different. Yeah, Taddy, I bet you would have taken a lot of different lines. I'm just, this is just one of those things that is just like, it's like, this might be the sort of thing where your Lantern build is just so adapted to your play style that nobody else can play it. Like, that just might be that sort of thing. Like, I make decks like that too, where like some of my more interesting Lantern lists are just like, how do you teach somebody to play something like this? I don't know how to play this deck. I'm trying to figure it out just by throwing my head against the wall and, you know, flushing play points down the toilet. But it's not working very well. So we'll have to figure it out. Ugh. What do I do about this hand? This hand casts Lantern, it casts Pithing Needle, it casts Underworld Cookbook, and then my opponent does literally anything, and then I just die. It doesn't have Thoughtseize. I think I've got to keep it. I'm going to bottom. Ugh, Glimmer Void is so risky, but I have 3 artifacts in hand. Surely it's going to be fine, right? I'm not going to lose my entire board to a turn 3 Wrath of the Skies, right? Oh, and no, you're fine, Taddy. You're completely fine. Like, this is just part of the learning process. The hero has played Misty Rainforest and is passing. Misty Rainforest strongly signals some sort of Simic birthing ritual nonsense. But it could be something different. I'm going to play Concealed Courtyard into Lantern of Insight. And again, the strength of this variant coming through, just randomly ripping lock pieces, because there's so many of them. Basic Forest, yeah, I'm willing to bet that this is Simic Birthing Ritual. And we've got Thoughtseize on top of our deck here. Lo and behold, it is Birthing Ritual. They're keeping it. So Pithing Needle's dead, the Underworld Cookbook is dead. Also, hello, Yuki. It's nice to see you in chat. I know that the Twitch title is broken. I'm just not going to fix it. I'll fix it later, maybe. Grafdigger's Cage just straight up on the top of the deck, right where it belongs. So I will go ahead and Thoughtseize them now. And they've got triple Birthing Ritual, Flooded Strand, Misty Rainforest, Solitude. Well, let's take the Solitude. I actually think that I might win this now. I actually think that I've got a decent chance in this game. I don't believe I'm going to drop Pithing Needle yet. Yeah, they do have 2 different fetches in hand. Just going to drop Underworld Cookbook. Interesting, they're playing 4 colors here. Solitude in hand. Birthing Ritual number 2 coming down. And now I face a really interesting decision. I could drop Grafdigger's Cage right now. Or I could drop Blood Moon right now. Do I want to drop Grafdigger's Cage or Blood Moon? My opponent currently has no material in play of any kind whatsoever. And if I drop Blood Moon, it's going to be really difficult for them to recover from that, to put material into play. If they're playing things like Icefang Quaddles and Coiling Oracles, they can't play those. They could possibly fetch a basic island and hope to top deck Fibblethip. But they're also playing 4 colors. So they might be playing stuff that I don't really know about. I think I'm just going to slam Blood Moon. I think I'm just going to Blood Moon them. Well, I couldn't have needed Misty, Tatty, because if I needle Misty, then they just play Flooded Strand, right? So, like, I could have needled Misty, but now like, it just didn't really matter, I think. And Datha Triumph. For Birthing Ritual number 3. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, man, that's hilarious. I'm laughing so incredibly hard. Glimmer Void, Grafdigger's Cage. And now I beat them to death. I think the only play here is to cycle in Datha Triumph, yeah. Hollowed Fountain, Leyline Binding, that's a lovely card. Does it come in castable? Not right now. Just go ahead and kill our opponent here. Cast this Mox Opal. I'm going to put Pithing Needle on, I don't know, like Ketria Triumph or something. Yeah, I'll put Pithing Needle on Ketria Triumph. Just gonna take a guess as to what they've got. They cannot really do anything here. Like, they can Solitude next turn. I don't know how much that matters. Wow, this went great. Let's go ahead and just create a construct. Put down a Pithing Needle. And they give it up. Yeah, top AI. More like top Blay Eye. Am I right? I'm gonna start sideboarding. So when it lines up, it lines up. That felt really good. That felt really good. Notably, my opponent kept a really weak hand in that game. I was able to capitalize on that with a single Thoughtseize, but they did keep an extremely weak hand, and their deck was very vulnerable to the Blood Moon. Now, Hushbringers, are those going to be good in this matchup? I saw lots of Solitudes, lots of Subtleties. I think I'm going to keep Hushbringers in. Gaddock Teague, I'm not convinced is going to be good in this matchup. Ashiok, probably not going to be particularly good. Soulless Jailer. Permanent cards in graveyards can't enter. Players can't cast non-creature spells from graveyards or exile. That doesn't count the library at all, so it does not interact with Birthing Ritual. I think I'm going to bring in Fatal Pushes if I have room. Let's see what I have in the list. Grafdigger's Cage is good. Haywire Might is good. Vexing Bauble is good here. Pithing Needles are kind of weak. Not super duper turned off, but practically very close to turned off. I might actually side out a cookbook and 2 needles and bring in fatal pushes and try to play to the board. I didn't really see much of my opponent's deck, unfortunately. That's really weird. What's going on here? Okay, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened, but I suddenly have 16 cards in my sideboard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, 16. But the main deck says it has 60, 22, 46, 51, 59. It thinks that the Fatal Push is in the sideboard and in the main deck at the same time. Just gonna go ahead and submit, hope that it worked out. That's really weird. That was a really weird bug. I don't know what to think of that. Okay, well, this hand has white and black mana in it. I guess I'm gonna keep this. I can lead on turn 1 Vexing Bauble, which seems like it's really good with Urza Saga. One of the testing matches that I played with this deck was Vexing Bauble into Urza Saga Beatdown. And I think I'm going to take advantage of that. Let's grab Godless Shrine here. I will pay the life, and I'm just going to lead on Vexing Bauble. I'm going to test that Force of Negation immediately, and they didn't have it. And I could get lost a Birthing Ritual if they decide to drop one. That's basic plains into tapped Stomping Ground. How interesting. I think I'm actually just going to straight up play Hushbringer here. They could possibly use a Leyline Binding on this. Hey, they've got their basic lands underneath them this game. That's really good for them. Can I get a land too? No. All right. Well, I'm not going to be able to activate Urza Saga, which is what I really wanted to do. I will go ahead and just Thoughtseize them. They're flashing in a Leyline Binding on Hushbringer, huh? All right, that's fine. Ew. Red, blue, white. They wouldn't have green. Solitude is shut off. Cardless Agent is shut off. Witch Enchanter, if they have a land on top of their deck, would be bad. But if they have a land on top of their deck, they can cast Omnath, but I can't take them off of Omnath. But Omnath doesn't draw a card when it enters, at least. I'm going to take the Witch Enchanter. And I'm going to play Lantern. That is a Quantum Rizzler on top of their deck. That's horrible. I hate that. All right, Rizzler is in hand. They can cycle that into a Magmatic Hellkite. Oh wait, no. Omnath does draw a card. I'm very silly. Omnath does draw a card. Because my Hushbringer is gone. Because it was a creature. Oh wait, no, Leyline Binding. So I could grab the 1 copy of Awire Might here to get the Hushbringer back. I don't know if I can really do that. I don't have a green source. I just have this Godless Shrine. I guess Get Lost does hit Leyline Binding. Get Lost does hit Leyline Binding. It means Haywire Might is not really a thing I'm interested in. I will have no other way to find mill rocks outside of what I have exactly right here. This is really difficult. I could grab Codex Shredder. And I could try to get rid of the Leyline Binding. That would bring Hushbringer back. And they don't have a way to deal with that currently. Give me a second. That Magmatic Hellkite is kind of worrisome as well when it enters, huh? So that would also be shut off by the Hushbringer. So my choices here are, I could get Mox Opal, I could play Get Lost and Grafdigger's Cage, and then just kind of have nothing. I guess I would have a couple land, so and the Mox Opal would be another mana source. Yeah, I'll take the Mox Opal. It just doesn't feel great, you know? Okay, let's go ahead and Get Lost this now. And then I'll play the Grafdigger's Cage to shut off their Shardless Agent. Does that actually shut off Shardless Agent? I don't think it does. I think Shardless Agent exiles. Arid Mesa is their pickup. They play it as their land immediately. And they have Omnath mana right now. They are going to cast it. Wear Tear on top of their deck is kind of scary. I didn't get a Mill Rock, so I'm going to have to deal with what I have. Blood Moon is not particularly good here. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to be losing this. I'm not blocking, so I'm attacking. And I'm going to Lantern, make them shuffle here. This will turn on my Fatal Push as well. They got another Omnath. All right. They are just swinging in for 4. Not blocking. Yeah, Taddy, you got a point. I could have just got a Mill Rock here. But, I don't know. Like, I feel like I needed the mana. And I really wanted to get the Grafdigger's Cage out to answer the Shardless Agent in hand, hopefully. Because I'm pretty sure that can just cascade into Birthing Ritual, and I wanted to shut that off. Flooded Strand is in hand now, and they played it as a land. They're gaining the life. Do I push this now? Yeah, I'll push it now. Ooh. I'll push it now. That way they don't gain the mana, at least. Oh, yeah, Isaiah, you're right. I have the Vexing Bauble. I'm not used to having all these mill rocks, if you can't tell. So that means that Grafdigger's Cage was actually going to be quite a little bit less useful. And if Grafdigger's Cage is less useful, then yeah, mill rock would have been more useful. Here's an Omnath, just hardcast. All right. And now I am once again running into trouble. There's another Hushbringer on top of my deck. Jeez, I'm kind of regretting not getting that mill rock now. Like, I wouldn't have this Mox Opal. Oh, I should have attacked. What am I doing? Wait, no, I shouldn't have attacked because I am blocking this turn. Silly nerd. Yeah, I'll block. Although that does turn on Magmatic Hellkite, doesn't it? Dang it. Still misplaying. Oh, they just have Quantum Riddler. Yeah, no, you have to shuffle here. Another Magmatic Hellkite. This is the one that puts the stun counter on it, right? Yeah. Just falling behind. I'm just falling behind. Fatal Push cannot answer the Riddler. It can answer the Omnath, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Hushbringer is going to come down. There's the Ensnaring Bridge. There's the Ensnaring Bridge. I wouldn't have had the lands necessary to cast Ensnaring Bridge anyway. I'm just going to take hits from this. I think the correct thing to do here is to just drop Magmatic Hellkite as literally just a 4-power attacker. That would put me down to 1 life next turn. No, they're just going to drop Omnath. I think that's fair as well. And they're exploring with it. Played that, played that. Gaining the 4 life. And, yeah. Ensnaring Bridge in hand. Bloodstained Mire on the top of my deck. So if everything goes perfectly, then I have a shot here. Yeah, if everything goes perfectly, then I have a shot. I'm not attacking, I'm blocking. Not only would everything have to go perfectly, but I think they would also have to not see some lines. Oh, man. I think I have to not block. I think I have to not block because I need them not to cast Magmatic Hellkite and kill one of my lands. And then I'm just going to draw the Bloodstained Mire, and then I'll use the lifelink from Hushbringer next turn to swing in. Gain 1 life, use that 1 life to fetch basic Swamp. This is terrifying, by the way. I do not like this line, but that's kind of just the uncomfortable truth with a lot of different things that you do here. I could pop Vexing Bauble. If I pop Vexing Bauble, what does that do? Popping Vexing Bauble would allow them to cast a Solitude with a pitch cast, but they don't have any white cards in hand right now. It would allow Shardless Agent to get Birthing Ritual, but I have that turned off with Cage. It would put me at 2 cards in hand. Yeah, this Omnath is just gonna really screw me over. I think I'm going to pop the Vexing Bauble. I don't know if this is correct. I just have a really bad feeling about this. Okay, oh, nope, don't do that yet. Don't do that yet. Don't do that yet. Don't do that yet. I was about to crack Bloodstained Mire. That would have been suicide. Instead, I'm going to have this Hushbringer commit suicide. Like, I'm really just desperately digging for ways to get this Ensnaring Bridge into play. I just got so lucky that I top decked Ensnaring Bridge and then had a land underneath of it. I should not be in this game. All right, basic swamp. That is Ensnaring Bridge number 1. And I have to make them shuffle with Lantern here. So here's what has to happen from this point in order for the game to be won. My opponent needs to not draw Wear Tear. Oh, well, they just drew Leyline Binding. Okay, that's fine. No Wear Tears, no Leyline Bindings until I can get a lock set up, which means I would have had to naturally draw into basically everything. I wouldn't have been able to use Bloodstained Mire. I couldn't cast Thought Seizes. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. I think I just run it back, though. My opponent is either sideboarding or my client is cooked. Both could be possible. They're still sideboarding. Okay, that's great. I think I want to restart my client. Give me a second. All right, client's restarted. Let's go ahead and hope that it's a little more speedy now. Another one lander, and I have to mulligan that. This is 2 lands. It's got a Haywire Mite, which I could fetch green off of this if I needed to. So this is a black, green, white hand. It's got an Ensnaring Bridge in hand, finally. So I think I will actually keep this. But what do I bottom out of this? What do I bottom out of this? I think I need to keep the Thoughtseize. Hushbringer seems like the least necessary thing out of this, because if I am just going to be slamming Ensnaring Bridge, then I don't really care if my opponent's creatures ETB, like Solitudes and Subtleties and stuff like that. They do have Omnath and Quantum Rizzler that could draw them cards. I just don't think I can worry about that. And of course, Taddy's saying that I should be bottoming something different. Oh, of course. I will lead on Thoughtseize. Actually, will I lead on Thoughtseize? My opponent doesn't really have many turn 1 plays. I'm not going to lead on Haywire Mite. I think I'm actually going to lead on Lantern. All right, that's a Subtlety in hand for them. And sure enough, it's just Windswept Heath pass. Go ahead and Thoughtseize. And I want that Codex Shredder on top of my deck, so I'm going to keep it there. The weakness of this hand is that it does not have a 3rd land in it. I think I'm going to take Shardless Agent, just given how everything is going so far. And yeah, why not? It actually does give them information on their fetches, so maybe it's not the best thing to do when your opponent leads on the fetch land is to lead on Lantern. I don't know. I'm going to do this. And what did I discard? Shardless Agent? They could Subtlety my Haywire Mite. I think I'm okay with that. I thought I F6'd there, but apparently I didn't. Boom Bust. No, that's not Boom Bust. That is Dead Gone. Yeah, all right. Okay, Misty Rainforest is down. And I'm going to play this Bloodstained Mire, and I think I'm just going to attack with Haywire Mite. That's fine. They took the Love Tap. Bloodstained Mire, I'm going to fetch. Blood Moon is not really going to be relevant here. Haywire Mite's activation might be. I kind of want the 2 life. I'm not going to worry about it. A 2 life. No. I'm going to drop Codex Shredder and then pass turn. Stomping Ground in hand for them. So they could just start using Riddlers to get things going. They might want to just start hardcasting Riddlers. I think I need to kill them before they can do that. Oh, man, I should have grabbed a red source for this Blood Moon, huh? Blood Moon would actually stop them from casting those Riddlers. Misty Rainforest is coming down. Got Basic Island. Quantum Riddler is down now. They're drawing another Dead Gone. A basic land actually wouldn't be the worst here. I'm going to let them have the Hellkite. They are deading it. All right, that's fine. Ensnaring Bridge down. This is Lantern control gaming that I'm used to. Quantum Riddler, no, you may not have Leyline Binding. You're gonna have to have Shardless Agent. I'm just gonna have to be okay with that. Okay, that's gone. Quantum Riddler number 2 is down. All right. I've got another Ensnaring Bridge here. I am playing a little bit fast, maybe a little bit loose, because I am just trying to get these time things solved. Wow, that was hard words. Words are hard. I am eventually going to be firing off this Blood Moon, I hope. So Misty Rainforest is going to have to come down instead of that Witch Enchanter. Okay, here comes Shardless Agent. And I think they're going to start birthing Ritual stuff now. Hopefully that's not going to matter. Spoilers, it's definitely going to matter. Magmatic Hellkite is fine. I'm going to grab a Swamp, put a stun counter on it. And I've got a Hushbringer, which is actually really good, so I will play that. They can Subtlety this. Oh, no, they can dead it. They can just dead it. Oh, I've got another one. I think Shardless Agent is out of their hand now. That is gone. Leyline Binding. No, even though I have 2 Ensnaring Bridges, I've only got 1 Lantern. That's gotta go. That is another Magmatic Hellkite. That's terrifying. Blowing up my Concealed Courtyard. And yeah, the search is not optional. Search is mandatory. Hollowed Fountain is down. I gotta solve that birthing ritual now. Yeah, I gotta solve the birthing ritual. They're gonna start chewing through my bridges. Go ahead and Thoughtseize them. I'm going to take the Endurance, I suppose. Probably should have taken the Subtlety. Running out of time here. Now they can just start hard casting Quantum Riddlers. That's terrifying. I don't like that. Birthing Ritual is going to trigger again. And they did nothing with it. I need to shut off that Birthing Ritual. Get lost, that's fine. Okay, let's just do this now, before they can do anything else. And yeah, I think y'all are right. I think I undervalued Hushbringer. They did have the Dead Gons, but I could have taken those. I could have just valued taking Dead Gon and protecting Hushbringer. I chose not to. Yeah, Misty Rainforest is going to have to be okay. See, like my choice to select Endurance over Subtlety this last turn cycle. Another Birthing Ritual. I just got rid of that. Shardless Agent, sure. That just means that they can just... Oh, they can deal 4 to me right now. Yeah, so now they can... Misty Rainforest, fetch 2 lands, deal 4 to me. They could have played Shardless Agent there. I don't know why they didn't. I guess they wanted to keep up Subtlety. Yeah, I really should have taken the Subtlety. That should have just been something that I took. That was just objectively the worst play. Yeah, here we go. They're fetching. Oh, they're gonna hardcast Subtlety, huh? Yeah, you can do that. Okay, so it was pretty clear that I misplayed this game, I think. I'm going to put that on top because I need it on top. And now I really can't keep them off Birthing Ritual, so I'm just going to let them have it. Okay, so the thing that I learned from this game here is that I was severely undervaluing Hushbringer in this matchup. Daddy said that I should have bothered Lantern or Might. I think I would have bought him Might, and I would have kept the Hushbringer. Okay, Windswept Heath. That is in play now. And here comes the Shardless Agent. And there's Birthing Ritual. Yep. I think they have a Birthing Ritual in hand. I might be wrong. I think I'm going to take it out of their hand. I don't think it's in hand anymore. Okay, so they whiffed. They whiffed again. Copy of a creature card. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right, Hushbringer, come on down. Please save me after I so horribly threw you back into the deck. Just the wrong call there, I think. I don't know what that card is, so I'm just not going to put it in. It's the Spider-Man copy card. Okay, and now their strategy here is to hold tight, actually, I think. Birthing Ritual still triggers. And I've got 1 minute on my clock. Part of that is because I was, yeah. Part of that is because my client was lagging. Part of it was because I was making bad decisions, I think. I got 2 Blood Moons. They're going to start swinging in with their 2 power creatures. I don't have room here. I'm just going to have to start taking it. And yeah, Daddy, you're right. No room for suboptimal plays. I'm feeling that a lot here. If I had a little bit more time, I feel like I might be able to squeeze my way out of this. I thought I hit Yield All to that. All right, whatever. Wear Tear on top of their deck, huh? Well, that's gotta go. And unfortunately, this 3rd Blood Moon on top of my deck has to go too. That's just letting way too many things in underneath this bridge. Let's get rid of one of the Blood Moons. Pass turn. Yeah, I'm just not feeling very good about this. That's another Riddler. And now they're going to be able to use their fetches to get some sort of consistency going. Omnath is fine. They already have one of those. I think at this point, because of time constraints, I just need to F0. And F6 now. And just hope for the best. They cannot have Teferi. I need to make this a copy of Shredder. Speed up my clock a little bit. Wait, why is that not saved? Oh my god. All right. I don't know why that's not saved. That should be saved. I can't let them have Leyline Binding. I thought I F... All right. I don't know why it's doing the thing that it's doing. I thought I F6'd here. Apparently I didn't. And I ran out of time. Jeez, that stinks. I feel like I would have been able to do something here if I had just a little bit more time. Part of that was just unfamiliarity with the deck, but I think part of it was just my client was really crashing out before I restarted it during sideboarding. I'm going to mark this as a loss, but I do believe that even with the misplays, I would have eventually been able to recover if I literally just had 1 more minute on my clock. So I have not been very vigilant about restarting Magic Online between matches. I think I'm going to start doing that because losing this match because of that just really hurts. I should have kept the Hushbringer. I should have kept the Hushbringer. I bottomed the Hushbringer and I kept Haywire Might. I was thinking, oh, I need to protect Ensnaring Bridge, but this deck is full of ETBs. This is not the traditional blue-green, just normal birthing ritual stuff. This has got white in it and it's got red in it. And the white means that they have Witch Enchanters, and the red means that they have the Hellkites, and they've got Omnaths. And I should have adapted my game plan. So, Taddy, you said that I probably should have kept the Hushbringer and bottom the Haywire Might. I agree with you now. I should have done that. All right, let's go ahead and move on to match 5. And yeah, it's blame the client, but, you know, the client did actually take a decent chunk of my time that match. And I should have restarted it, honestly. I saw that it was lagging, and I chose not to restart it, just like I chose not to restart it this time. Oh, Lord. I am on the play. Nope, I'm not on the play. I am on the draw in match 5 against Steepen 90. This hand has a lot of discard in it, and it's got an Urza Saga to back it up. I'm going to keep it. Shadowy Backstreet. This is likely going to be Esper Blink. Yeah, it's Esper Blink. That means that I should lead on Inquisition here. Probably take their Psychic Frog. Or I could take their Felia. Yeah, I'm going to take the Felia. My plan with this hand is that... I guess I should have taken their Thoughtseize there, huh? I could have taken their Thoughtseize because they're just going to be getting Felia back here in just a second. Yeah, here's the Overlord of the Bailmerk. Although they would have milled Felia anyway. Yeah, man, they returned Felia to their hand. Okay, so how do I want to handle this? I think I'm going to Thoughtseize them one more time. before I decide on next steps. Overlord, Felia, Solitude, Thoughtseize. No lands. I might actually double Thoughtseize them this turn. If I'm double Thoughtseize them, then what am I taking? I want a way to shut off Solitude. So I would likely be taking Felia, and if I would be taking Felia, then I would be taking Overlord, and I would strand them with Solitude in hand. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take Felia. I'm going to Bloodstained Mire. I'm going to fetch... Do I fetch Black-White? Also, yeah, drive safe, Tatty. Thank you for tuning in as much as you did. I'm gonna grab Godless Shrine, I think. This is just a matchup where Hushbringer's really going to just do a lot of work. I'm gonna pay 2 life, and I'm going to Thoughtseize them again. And I'm going to take the Overlord of the Baelmerk. And now they have Solitude and Thoughtseize. They can Thoughtseize one of my bridges, they can Thoughtseize a Lantern, but my plan here is that I'm just going to beat them down with Urza Saga. And I did a pretty decent job of hiding what deck I was until now. They took a Lantern of Insight. All right. That's fantastic news for me. A Pithing Needle. A Pithing Needle. Do I just aggressively put this Pithing Needle down on Polluted Delta? I could put it down on Psychic Frog. I need to put it down on something this turn. Pithing Needle. I'm definitely casting it. Just not sure on what. If they draw a land, I don't think that's the worst thing. Do they even play Psychic Frog in this deck? They probably do. And if it landed and was just able to get as big as they wanted, then that would be a really big problem for me because I'm planning on winning through combat right now. And they got nothing. That's great. Oh, that's a Blood Moon. If I had a red source, then that would be really good. But I don't. So I'm not going to play it. Basic Swamp ripped off the top. They've got something to do with it. A Flicker Wisp. Yeah. They're going to be able to hit Overlord of the Baelmerk. There's just nothing I could have done about that. All right, here we go. You know what I wish? I wish that there was a Torpor Orb that was 1 mana so you could grab it off of Urza Saga. That's what I really want. They returned Witch Enchanter. Okay. Well, let's get started here. I'm going to make another construct, probably. Yeah, I'm going to make another construct here. And I think I'm going to grab Lantern of Insights. Yeah, because Haywire Might doesn't turn off Overlord of the Baelmerk anymore. Not that I have the means to activate it anyway. Pithing Needle's not good. Vexing Bauble's not particularly good. It might shut off their Solitude. Yeah, I'm just gonna grab Lantern. Another Witch Enchanter on top of their deck? That's pretty bad for me. All right, and I've got nothing I can do. I could have taken the Witch Enchanter using Lantern. Just not sure how good that is. I think at this point I just want to draw a Hushbringer. I don't know how to draw a Hushbringer, but I could try to find a Hushbringer. Here we go, free attacks. Maybe I could have played Ensnaring Bridge. Forced them to commit to a Witch Enchanter before they did anything. Yeah, I don't even think that they have Psychic Frog in their deck at this point. They just milled over a Ketramose. Seems like they're pretty solidly white-black with only the minorest of blue splashes. There's Ophelia. Yeah, I will double block here. See if this will work. They have a Solitude in hand, though. So this wouldn't work the way that I wanted to, but I just don't want to take the damage anyway. Let's go ahead and force the Solitude. Here we go. Solitude, pitching Solitude. They're going to hit one of the constructs. The other one is going to chump. And they haven't even used a Witch Enchanter yet. And all of a sudden, I'm behind. Oh, hang on. Dude, I did that. All right, well, that sucks. All right, sorry, the stream was causing trouble, and I'm gonna have to fix a couple of things before I can get that sorted. Now, where was I? Ah, yeah. So, I am dead. What's gonna happen next turn is my opponent's just going to Witch Enchanter me out of the game. Yeah, what do I even do here, you know? What do I even do? Jeez, that Flicker Wisp was really good. That was really good of them to be able to flicker that. Wish I had a Hushbringer at this point. Very silly of me to say, but I wish these Blood Moons were Hushbringers. And that's kind of why the deck is built like this, isn't it? Because sometimes you want Blood Moon, sometimes you want Ensnaring Bridge, and sometimes you want Hushbringer. I'm sitting here doing nothing. I think I'm going to just concede the game and try to save time going into match 2, or game 2. All right, so what do I want here? Blood Moons could be good in some particular circumstances. I think I'm just going to side them out. And what do I bring in? What do I even bring in? Grafdigger's Cage will shut off not a lot. I'm going to take that out. Haywire Might can take out exactly Overlord of the Baelmerk and might be a chump blocker at other times. Probably take that out. Underworld Cookbook's good. Pithing Needle's not great. Probably side out a couple Pithing Needles. Vexing Bauble can answer exactly Solitude. I don't think that's particularly good. At this point, I think I'm bringing Blood Moons back in. Dude, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just have no idea what I'm doing. I'm gonna bring in Fatal Pushes, I guess. Path of Peril is not even really good here. I just need to see what other bad cards I can bring in. I guess I'll bring one Pithing Needle back in. And I guess Vexing Bauble. Vexing Bauble has been pretty good this league. All right, still don't know what I'm doing with this. Okay, I'm going to be on the play here. I've got an Urza Saga hand. But what does this actually do, you know? It doesn't really do much. I'm going to mulligan this. Well, this does nothing as well. All right, down to 5, straight to 5. Wish I'd kept that 7. Oh my goodness, you can't do this to me. Down to 4. Am I really just going all in on Hushbringer? I think I'm going all in on Hushbringer. That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. Oh, the stream restarted. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it ended because I went through the website for the music that I'm using. Chill Hop, which is actually a stream that I turn on myself quite frequently when I just want music to, I don't know, do dishes or drive and stuff like that. And I went through their website in pretty meticulous detail, and I believe I credited everything properly. Like, I've even got the song credits running on the bottom left of the stream. And it's turned off again. All right. Well, whatever. Whatever, I'll sort it out with Chill Hop later. Okay, Godless Shrine, go. Inquisition you. I am scared of Thoughtseize. I'm scared of Clarion Conqueror. I'm scared of Felia. It's whenever Felia attacks, that's the real problem here. I think I just have to take Felia. Like, that's just too good, right? Flooded Strand pass from my opponent here. Hey, it's an Ensnaring Bridge. It's one of the best draws that I could have had. And Hushbringer is down. Notably, I have very, very few answers to a resolved Clarion Conqueror. I've got one Get Lost in the deck. And the thing that sucks about Felia specifically is that it's not an enters or dying trigger, it is an attack trigger. Meticulous Archive binned from the hero here. And they drop Marsh Flats. And that's a Blood Moon. I can safely attack in, right? Yeah, I can safely attack in. I guess if they had a Solitude... No, even if they had a Solitude and they flashed it in, and they couldn't block with it, though. So I guess that was fine. Oh, they do have a Solitude. They're just choosing not to cast it for some reason? Dude, what am I even saying? Like, they have Solitude in their hand. I see it right there. Another Flooded Strand down. Still haven't played that Bleachbone Verge that I know about. Here comes Clarion Conqueror. Alright, I need to draw another land at some point. That is a Lantern of Insight. They have a Thoughtseize on top of their deck, but I have an Ensnaring Bridge on top of mine, so it's kind of a wash, right? Very surprised they haven't cast Solitude yet. All right, they're Thoughtseizing me, as is expected. Yeah, look at my hand of Ensnaring Bridge and Blood Moon and take your pick. Wow, they took the Blood Moon. All right. And they've got a Ketramose. The piss yellow Ketramose, I might add. Yeah, they need 7 or more cards in exile, and there's currently 0. This is more or less shut off right now. Just going to be taking 3 a turn. Hushbringer will attack. The lifelink will bring me up to 2 a turn. Yeah, I'm doing the one thing that I can do, which is attacking with Hushbringer. I feel like I did the one thing that I could in this game, and I mulled the Hushbringer. Like, the 7 was, like, functional, kind of, but it didn't really do anything against their deck. But this 4 was land, discard spell, Hushbringer. That's kind of just what I needed, I think. Still not casting their Solitudes. They might not know about that interaction. Oh, Clarion Conqueror's been out of their hand for a while. Yeah, I feel like they should have just pitch cast Solitude with Ephemerate like a while ago, right? Yeah, exactly, Yuki. Hushbringer stops the evoke triggers. So they can pitch cast Solitude, and Solitude enters, but the evoke trigger doesn't go on the stack. Like, sure, the exile trigger doesn't go on the stack, but the evoke trigger doesn't go on the stack either. I suppose they can still ephemerate things, so Ketramose can start drawing cards. Dude, the piss yellow, that's really something. That's what they were doing. March of Otherworldly Light. Okay, Polluted Delta is in their hand now. And now what? Oh, right, I can't even shuffle with Lantern because Clarion Conqueror turned it off. Okay, they're going to swing in with Clarion Conqueror. I'm just going to take it. What else can I do here, right? And that is an Ephemerate on Clarion Conqueror so that they can draw the Psychic Frog. Heads up play there. Ugh. Psychic Frog is down. That's control, I'm just gonna have to cope. Okay, so this is... That's gone, that's gone. They got Solitude in hand. So they can cast Pest Control, get rid of my Lantern. I think this turn I just need to discard one of the Ensnaring Bridges here. I've got a land on top of my deck, fortunately. And this will completely shut off all of their attacks. Maybe that was the incorrect play. Maybe I should have targeted them and let Psychic Frog just continue to beat me to death, I guess. Because now if they have a Thoughtseize or anything, really, then they just win. Oh yeah, Psychic Frog can't activate abilities anyway, so whatever. Ketchamos has come into play. They're going to draw Overlord. They're going to draw Boggart Trawler. And now what? They're just gonna try and kill me now? Like, it's gonna be really easy to do. Like, their entire deck is turned on here. All they have to do is, like, hard cast Overlord. Maybe not even hard cast it, just normal cast it. Dig for literally anything. Or they can just hardcast a Boggart Trawler, I guess. Come on, exile your own graveyard. You know you want to. Wow, they're exiling their own graveyard so that Ketchamos can attack. Yeah, I'll take it. So that is a swing for 8. Yep, here they go. Thought I F6'd. Feel like that's been dropping inputs. Oh, they still didn't attack with Ketchamos. That's really interesting. I feel like it's just incorrect to not attack with Ketchamos there, right? Overlord of the Balemark is coming down. And they found the Witch Enchanter. Okay, well, I'll wrap it up to that. There was not much of a point to play this game anymore, but, you know, the Witch Enchanter kind of just sealed it. Give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. So listen, everybody. This deck is not for the faint of heart. I still haven't figured out how to play this deck. I have not figured it out. I made so many misplays this league that it's not even funny. And yes, I have my gripes about, like, no, there's no Profane Tutor. Oh, how are you going to find an Ensnaring Bridge? But the truth is that sometimes you don't need an Ensnaring Bridge right away if you have all of these other hate rocks that you can use. And we saw that in action just a tiny, 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 tiny little bit. I believe that this deck is strong in the hands of exactly like 2 people. 𝗟𝗜𝗩𝗘99, and shout out to 𝗟𝗓𝗩𝗘, who has also been grinding really hard with this, what is this called? It's called Dark Side, I think. They've been grinding really hard with the Dark Side version of Lantern Control. And all respect to them, by the way. As much respect as I possibly can give, because playing this makes me feel like I'm learning Lantern all over again. It's so incredibly hard to do. You just have to know everything all of the time, and you have to take the best line all of the time. Like there's just no room for error. I think that I could have won match 4 if my timer had not gone to 0. So I need to be more vigilant about restarting Magic Online when I'm between rounds. But besides that, like I got thoroughly trounced this league. It's gonna take me a long time to get up to speed with playing this version of Lantern. I think I'm gonna continue to work on it though. 𝗟𝗓𝗩, if you are able at some point, I would love your help. I can't do this by myself. I think I'm gonna need some guidance from an expert on how to play a deck like this, because you're in chat this whole time and you're saying like, oh yeah, I would have kept this and not that. I would have taken this and not that. I would have attacked. I wouldn't have blocked. I would have made this play. I would have let them have this card. And you have actually put the effort in a lot more than I have to learn how to play this deck. And I feel like a lot of your calls are things that don't make sense to me in the moment and make sense to me after the game, after I've lost. So if you've got time to either stop by this stream or my channel and help me out with learning, or if all of you would like to learn how to play this deck a little bit more competently than what I can provide, 𝗟𝗓𝗩 has a Twitch channel. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait. I know how to use a computer. I've been doing it for what? I said it. I know how to use a computer. But 𝗟𝗓𝗩𝗘99 has a Twitch channel. Maybe go to their Twitch channel. Give them a follow. Maybe the next time he streams, ask him some questions about how the deck works. He made this deck from a box of scraps, basically. And it was him, and I think 𝗟𝗓𝗩𝗘 also helped out with building somewhat. But yeah, 𝗟𝗓𝗩's just great. Go to his channel, follow. Next time he streams, which he doesn't stream every challenge that he does, but he does a lot of grinding, a ton of grinding. So you want to know how this deck works? Geez, don't ask me. Ask 𝗟𝗓𝗩. He knows how the deck works. But I'm going to continue to learn this. I'm going to ask 𝗟𝗓𝗩 for help myself. And we will see what happens next time I play this on the channel. Oh, that's what happened. So 𝗟𝗓𝗩 asked you for a list. Okay. See, I ran your 75 today. I probably could have done 1-4. But geez, 𝗟𝗓𝗩, you've created a monster. So Magic decks exist on a spectrum. And the spectrum is oops all spells on one end, where literally like 100% of the work in the deck is just in deck construction, and then the deck more or less plays itself as you are going through matches. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you have stuff like Amulet Titan, like Dark Side Lantern Control, where to the untrained, unskilled eye, it literally just looks like a pile of random cards that happen to be legal in the format. But it takes an incredible amount of skill in order to be able to pilot it. So what you have done is you have encoded success into a deck list that is going to be made public. But you have done it in a way that makes it so that nobody knows how the heck they're actually going to be getting wins with the deck. Like, oops all spells. It literally has a card in it that says you win the game. Oh, easy. Just, meet the conditions of the card, put that into play. But something like Nightlight, something like Dark Side Lantern Control. It's just, my God, I'm learning how to play Lantern all over again with your list, Taddy. I'm going to keep trying at it. Like, yes, I have my gripes with the list, but I feel like a decent chunk of the reason why I have gripes with the list is because I don't understand the play patterns, because I don't have experience with how to play a deck that looks like this. So I'm just taking a look at it and I'm like, yeah, I can't find an ensnaring bridge. Of course you can't find an ensnaring bridge. It's not how the deck operates. I'm going to keep working. I have a lot of learning to do before I can consider myself even basically competent with the deck. I am with this deck, I am more or less the same skill level as any other random person that would be picking it up. But thank you for providing us with this deck. Thank you for working as hard as you do to put Lantern on the map for everybody else. Just keep doing what you do. Keep doing what you do. And yeah, it is a puzzle. You don't know what you're gonna have. Like, you don't know what tool you have. You just have the thing, and you need to make the thing fit the problem. And your discard is how you do that. Maybe even go up on discard. Maybe cut the Get Lost. Put in, like, another discard spell. Because I felt like the discard was really powerful, where you could force the game to be about the thing that you have by, taking your opponent's answers. Like, if I had been a little smarter and I would have known what I was doing, maybe I would have been taking a Dead Gaunt, for example, out of that one opponent. And if I had more discard, I could be taking more Dead Gaunts. Or maybe I could, like, if the game was about Blood Moon, like, I don't know how you get Blood Moon to work, but that might be the only piece of feedback that I have, is that Get Lost didn't feel particularly powerful. It felt like it was just kind of the obligatory removal spell, but a one-of removal spell in a deck that has literally 0 consistency pieces outside of Urza Saga. You might just have to treat Urza Saga as your removal spell to get Haywire Might. I don't know. Listen, I don't know how to play this deck. I am like 1-14 with this deck right now. And it's a lot of work. I understand where the power is. It's just going to take a lot of work to get there. But thank you to everybody for tuning in. I know that the YouTube stream has been doing some funky things. I am working that out with the... oh, dang it. Oh, stop it. So I am using a new source of audio with my audio library. The previous one that I was using, Epidemic Sound, they were fine. They were very good. They did what they needed when I needed it. But I am attempting to move to a different music provider, and it looks like something has happened with that music provider to make it so that my stream has been taken down because they don't think that I have permission. I guarantee you that I did everything in my power to make sure that I got the permission that I needed before, launching the stream. But, it's kind of difficult to get everything sorted. I'm going to have to respond to this email, and I'm going to have to contact people, and I'm going to have to get all sorts of stuff set up. This is just content creator nonsense. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. I will see y'all tomorrow when I do a more traditional build of Nightlight Control that is a little bit closer to how I play Lantern Control, like, naturally. But yeah, have fun, y'all. I will see you tomorrow.